Hello, pre-AP English 2 students. I just wanted to give you a little information about the Edmodo discussions as we get ready to start those with our outside reading. What you see on your screen here is the last page of the green packet. As I'm going through this information, feel free to jot down some things on your green packet. Normally, what I would like to see you do for the remaining third, so the 2/3 and then the third, is when you submit your active reading activity to turnitin.com, I'd also like for you to post the 2 best discussion questions for that third on Edmodo. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. Please notice right here that you would want to make sure that your discussion questions have not already, sorry, I got a typo there, been posted. So if you and another student on the off chance happen to have the same discussion question, which would be very unlikely, make sure you don't just post repeat so we can have fresh conversation. So let me show you what that'll look like on Edmodo. When you log into Edmodo, you'll go ahead and click on the group, or excuse me, you'll go ahead and click on the class. I went ahead and made a fake group in my 7th hour that you guys can't see just because I'm the only one in it. And under small groups, you'll go ahead and click on the name of your book. So the fake group here is just an example. Okay? What I would like for you to do is to go ahead and post your questions. I would say that probably it would make most sense to post your questions separately instead of posting them both in the same note. But honestly, that would be up to you. I would prefer that you post your questions as a note here, not as a file. Don't go ahead and upload your active reading activity. Everybody doesn't need to see the whole thing, just want the questions. So you're going to type out your level 2 and your level 2 / level 3 questions. Here, you could go ahead and pick both your level 2 questions. You could pick your level 3 question. Pick 2 of the ones that you submitted. All right, so then here you'll hit send, and obviously it will post. Make sure that you post it in the small group so that it doesn't go to everybody. One thing that I will note here before we move on to the remaining ones, the remaining steps, is if you are wanting to change your notifications, maybe you have it set up to where you get a text every time anything happens in the world, and you don't want that because of the posting on the small group, or you want those texts or that email so that you know when people post things. I just kind of want to remind you here that under the settings, the text and email updates, remember this is how you can set this information. So alerts and notes, I send out alerts quite a bit. I also send out notes. So you guys, if you unchecked notes, you wouldn't get my notes, but you also wouldn't get the notes that people post in your small group. I don't really use assignments. Quizzes, I don't know how important that one is to you. Direct messages is something that I would encourage you all to click, because I do use those sometimes to give you specific information about you. And then replies would include when people reply to your questions, which the questions will be notes. So just kind of a heads up, if you want it as a text, you click text, you have to enter the information, and then they send you a text, you have to put in a code. So just kind of wanted to let you know that if you want to change your settings, this would be probably a good time to do it. Okay? All right, so let's go back to the directions here. Okay, again, I think that it would make more sense for you to post your discussion questions as separate notes, okay, rather than in both. Okay? All right, the next thing is you will have the next 7 calendar days to post 5 additional items. Okay? So what I would like to see is that on that Wednesday, Thursday, the block day, you post your questions as I stated in that step 1. And then a couple days later, you go and you see what people have posted and you reply. And then maybe another couple days later, you go back to see what people have replied to each other and to yours. The idea here is within those 7 days, you're probably going to need to go in Edmodo and check the small group 3 times. Once to post questions, once to reply, and then once to do this bullet right here where you're replying to other students. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here. Within the next calendar days, you reply to at least 2 questions posted by others. Okay. Notice here that you want to include the student's name. Okay. You include the question so we know what you're responding to, and then include your response with evidence. Okay. That's an important thing. If you don't have page numbers and you're reading on some kind of device, you can do a percent. That would be fine. So, 87% or a 27%, that would be fine. So, for example, I'll go back to my fake group. Okay, I'm pretending it's a couple days later. I read this question here and I think, wow, that's amazing. Obviously, I'm going to hit reply. Okay, so I'm going to put fake student. Some people might even want to do like @ fake student if you want to use a little bit of Twitter stuff there. That's fine with me. Just make sure otherwise you're keeping it academic. We're not going to use texting, speak, and that kind of stuff. I would like to respond to your question, blah, 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 blah. You can probably just copy and paste it from the original post. Okay, and then you, okay, page 42, whatever. Okay, so you'll do that. Notice to respond to a really good discussion question, this is probably going to be more like a paragraph, not like a sentence. One thing I would really encourage you to do for anything you post on Edmodo is I would encourage you to type it in Word so you can do the spell check and all of that and then paste it in here. And then just save those Word documents with all your stuff in it in case something freaks out and doesn't work. Okay, so you hit reply and then Okay, all right, so we got that. So you're going to do that to 2 questions. If you have more than 2 other students in your group, I would really encourage you, or more than 1 other student in the group, I would really encourage you to respond to 2 different students. Try to respond to different questions so that it's not just everybody's responding to the same question. If you only have 1 other student in your group, then you would need to respond to both questions. Okay? All right, to do this last step right here, I would encourage you to give people another couple days. Okay? I say 7 days total, but give people a day or 2 in between. So at this time, you're going to reply at least to 3 other times to other students' responses. Okay, so this is where I want you to read what other people reply to questions and give them an idea about what you think. These could be responses to your questions. They could be responses to other people's questions. It's really up to you. I would read what other people wrote and see what you think is most interesting and go with that. Okay, so I'm just kind of copying and pasting this so I have a little template to go on. So again, here I want to respond to this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste my template here. I'm going to say, at me. Let's pretend the me here is another student. I only have I only have myself on here. So I'm just going to pretend that I'm responding to somebody else. I would like to respond to, agree with, whatever you want to say. I would like to respond to your excuse me here, your idea that, okay, summarize in your own words what they said, okay, I think that you should think about whatever, you get the idea here. I'll get rid of some of that template, and I'm going to hit reply. Now, these responses to responses, or replies to responses, this might be a better way of putting it, might be a little more brief than the responses to the questions. That is very possible. I would like to see something beyond I agree with you. Okay, with that in mind, I would like to see that you have these posts done in the small group for the first third by next block day. So the goal is that we get those questions posted this week. So if you don't get them posted in class on Friday, then the weekend, and then maybe Monday-ish, you go ahead and reply to 2 other students' questions. And then maybe Wednesday, Thursday-ish, depending on when you have me block day, you go ahead and do these 3 others. Okay. Hopefully this video has helped you just kind of better understand what I expect for the active reading, or excuse me, for the Edmodo discussion. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Please let me know, email me or Edmodo me if you have any questions. All right, have a great day.